On Christmas Eve, the teacher who had no family found a purpose that changed everything. Snow drifted gently through the quiet streets of Pine Creek, settling on rooftops, fences, and the bare branches of winter trees. Christmas lights shimmered in warm colors, glowing against the cold night. Laughter spilled from homes where families gathered around fireplaces, sharing meals and memories. But inside a small rented room above an old bookstore, Emily Carter sat alone. Emily was 32 years old, a third-grade teacher at Pine Creek Elementary. Her room was simple: a narrow bed, a small desk, and shelves filled with children's books instead of decorations. There was no Christmas tree, no gifts, no family waiting for her. She adjusted her glasses and continued grading papers, though her heart wasn't in it. Her parents had died years ago in a tragic accident. With no siblings and no close relatives, Emily had learned to rely on herself. Teaching wasn't just her job, it was her purpose. She poured everything she had into her students, often spending her own money to buy supplies, coats, and lunches for children whose families struggled even more than she did. This year had been especially hard. Rising rent, low pay, and unexpected medical bills had drained her savings. Still, she refused to complain. Someone always has it worse, she reminded herself quietly. Outside, church bells rang, announcing Christmas Eve. Emily looked at the clock. Midnight was approaching. She stacked the last paper, turned off the lamp, and whispered, "Merry Christmas, Mom, Dad." The words echoed in the empty room. A man who had everything, except joy. Miles outside town stood the Cole Ranch, one of the largest and wealthiest properties in the county. The house was enormous, decorated with elegant lights and wreaths, yet it felt lifeless. Harrison Cole, 58, sat alone at a long dining table meant for 12. A full Christmas dinner had been prepared by his staff, but not a single plate had been touched. Harrison had built his success from nothing. He had worked harder than anyone he knew, expanding his ranch, investing wisely, becoming powerful and respected. But success had come at a cost. His wife, Margaret, had passed away 8 years earlier after battling illness. Their son, Daniel, blamed Harrison for being distant, for choosing work over family during the hardest years. After the funeral, Daniel left, and never came back. Since then, Christmas had become unbearable. Harrison pushed back his chair and stood. "Clear it," he told the empty room. He grabbed his coat and keys. Driving helped him think. A light in the school. As Harrison drove through Pine Creek, he noticed something unusual. Pine Creek Elementary, dark and silent during holidays, had a single classroom light glowing. He slowed his truck. Inside, he saw a woman carefully placing small gift bags on desks. Each bag contained gloves, pencils, snacks, and a handwritten note. Harrison parked and stepped out into the cold. Emily didn't hear him enter until his shadow crossed the doorway. "Oh, sorry," she said quickly. "The school is closed." "I know," Harrison replied gently. "I was just curious why you were here." She hesitated, then smiled politely. "My students. Some of them won't get anything for Christmas. I wanted them to come back after break feeling remembered." Harrison looked around the room, the worn desks, the handmade decorations, the care in her movements. "You paid for this yourself?" he asked. Emily nodded. "They deserve it." Something inside Harrison shifted. An unexpected invitation. Before he could stop himself, Harrison said, "Would you like to join me for Christmas dinner?" Emily froze. "I'm sorry," she asked. "I don't mean to be strange," he added quickly. "I just No one should be alone today. Emily hesitated. Every instinct told her to say no. But loneliness had a way of softening walls. All right, she said quietly. Just for dinner. A house filled with silence, and then laughter. The Cole house was massive. Emily had never seen anything like it. This place feels like a museum, she said softly. Harrison gave a short laugh. That's one way to put it. They sat at opposite ends of the table at first, but slowly, conversation bridged the distance. Emily talked about her students, her dreams of opening a community learning center. Harrison spoke about the ranch, his regrets, his son. I thought providing money was enough, Harrison admitted. I was wrong. Emily listened without judgment. That night, for the first time in years, Harrison finished a Christmas meal. A new beginning. The next morning, Harrison made a decision. He visited the school superintendent. I want to fund after-school programs, he said. Scholarships, meals, supplies. The superintendent stared in disbelief. Over the next weeks, Pine Creek changed. The school flourished. Children had warm coats, full lunches, and hope. Emily was offered a leadership role, Director of Educational Outreach. You made this possible, she told Harrison. No, he replied. You reminded me who I used to be. Healing old wounds. One snowy afternoon, Harrison received a letter. From Daniel. He had heard about the programs. About the changes. About Emily. I think I might come home, the letter read. Harrison's hands shook. A family rebuilt. Daniel arrived in spring. The reunion was awkward at first, but honest conversations slowly healed old wounds. Emily watched from a distance, her heart full. You're part of this family too, Harrison told her one evening. I don't know if you belong, he said firmly. 1 year later, Christmas returned to Pine Creek. This time, the school gym was filled with families, food, laughter, and music. Harrison stood beside his son. Emily helped children open gifts. She no longer lived above the bookstore. She had a home, a purpose, a family. As snow fell once more, Emily smiled. Sometimes, she realized, Christmas didn't come wrapped in paper. Sometimes, it came wrapped in kindness. Subscribe for more inspirational stories. Glowing star.